All right. So like I was saying, the difference between the rich and the poor, it has nothing to do with
Yes, partially.
has nothing to do with, how much you have in your account. Of course, when you have money in your account, that can be pretty much like a measure of, that can be a measure of, your wealth. All right. So in the long run, it's also very critical you understand the belief system that backs up wealth, the mindset that supports wealth, the attitude, the characters, there are so many things around it that you need to understand. All right. So I'm just going to go straight into the presentation for today. And I want to encourage you to ensure you stay through this presentation till the end. All right. So, and I'm so sure that after today's presentation, you would really have some level of clarity on what you need to do and, what are the things that you need to do and who you need to become to really create wealth. All right. Now, first and foremost, money in our society is very critical. There's virtually nothing you want to do in the society that you don't need money. As a matter of fact, the Bible says money answereth all things. If the word of God that creates the whole world says money answereth all things, that should give you an idea that one thing that you shouldn't be in one thing that you shouldn't lack in your life is enough financial resources. All right. So that is very important to every single human being on earth. So, but in the journey to acquire or achieve real financial freedom, there are certain things that must be in place. All right, because financial freedom is not just a function of making money. All right, making money is just one of the things, but there's so many other things. That's why you realize that, if you check the top billionaires in the world, it seems like they are consistent. There's something they know that others don't know. There's something they know that others don't know. So it is not a function of luck. It is not a function of chance. It's a function of knowledge and wisdom and practical application of those knowledge. All right. So, but I'm going to start by defining the 5 levels to financial freedom. The first level is what we call financial crisis. Now, this is a stage or state in a person's life whereby this person doesn't have an opportunity or doesn't have, a channel of generating income. All right. So every day, day in, day out, he doesn't make any income. But the truth is, as long as you are a human being, every single person spends money every day. So what that means is this guy spends money, but he doesn't have a stream of income. So at the end of the day, he lives a life whereby, most of the times, most of the things he wants to do, he has to beg. And sometimes, if care is not taken, some of these people go ahead, to start stealing. Why? Because he doesn't have any stream of income, but yet he lives his life every day. All right. So this is a stage in a man's life or a state in somebody's life whereby he does not have any stream of income. He is always broke. There is no time you will meet this person that he does not, is either he's asking you money or he's complaining about there's no money. He is always broke. All right. So now the next stage to financial freedom is what we call financial instability. Now, this person on financial instability, he has a job. Probably he has something that he's actually doing. But guess what? Whatever is producing income for him or her cannot cover up for his expenditures, cannot cover up for his bills. So he makes a particular amount of money, let's say $50 per month, but his bills are over $100 or $80. Now, no matter how much, as much as this guy is, generating some level of income, he's still limited He's still behind. Why? Because his income is lower than his expenditures. His income is lesser than the responsibility that he has. So what this guy needs to do now is to create more channel of income. Please, I would really recommend we mute our mics, please, so that I don't get really distracted. Thank you very much. All right, so now the next phase of financial freedom in the journey to financial freedom is what we call financial stability. Now, financial stability is a position in a man's life or in someone's life whereby his income, his income is almost on equilibrium, if not on equilibrium to his, his responsibilities, financial responsibility, his bills, and what have you, his expenditure. So he makes money, but then whatever he's making, he spends almost the same amount or almost, of the same, he spends on the same frequency of his income. All right, so he's financially stable, but then the downside to financial stability is the fact that it can be very deceptive at times. Let's say someone is earning $1 million monthly, and he has a job, and somehow he lives a lifestyle to that level. Of course, somebody who is earning over $1 million or $2 million, or let's say $5,000, can drive a good car, can live in one of the best apartments within Lagos, all right? Can take his children, for those that are married, can take his kids to good schools, and on like that. He lives a lifestyle, that supports that level. All right, so, but unfortunately, if this person loses his job, guess what's going to happen? This guy is going to fall down to what? Financial crisis. Why? Because all the money he makes, he has not deployed a fraction of that money into assets. So he makes money and he spends almost everything that he makes. So if this guy, loses his job, at that point, he has already built a lifestyle. He has built a status quo for himself that he wants to sustain. But guess what? There is no financial resources to sustain it. So you realize that those bills keep coming because he's still staying in the apartment. Probably he rents an apartment, or maybe he took his children to some of the best schools in Lagos, and now he doesn't have income anymore. That's where you start, such a person start experiencing his kids being driven away from school. His landlord, start chasing him everywhere. Why? Because the lifestyle he built over time is expensive, but he does not have enough resources. So that person does not even fall into financial instability because he doesn't even have income at the moment. He falls into what? Financial crisis. Why? Because he didn't plan enough. He didn't plan the income or the resources that he had when he was still, when he still had a job. Now, financial independence is a state in a person's life where the proceeds of his assets, can, not only can actually take care of him and his family. The proceeds of his asset. Let me give an example. Somebody is earning probably let's say $100,000 or $50,000 or $5,000 as the case may be on a monthly basis. And this person is deploying a percentage or a fraction of whatever he earns, into investment. Probably he started from saving a fraction. Maybe at that point, the amount he needed for investment is not, up to what he would use to finance such investment. Now, he kept on saving. An opportunity came one certain time, and somebody told him that, I have a house, a distress sale. A lot of people sell houses like that, a distress sale, or probably I have, a mini apartment that I want to sell off. And this guy, because he has been prepared, through savings, bought such, a property, and guess what? Now, he does not only have his job, he also have an asset that produces income for him on a monthly basis, because such apartment that he bought, he would definitely put it probably into rentals and start collecting rental income. Probably he decides to do even Airbnb, decide to convert it to a service apartment, and he makes money whenever persons come around to rent the place for like a month, a week, and what have you. So he's generating income from his asset. Now, such a person is not threatened by loss of job. Why? Because even if he loses his job today, he has enough assets that can actually, surface, that can actually foot the bills and finance the lifestyle that he has started creating, or the lifestyle he has been living even while he had a job. All right, so that is financial independence, where the proceeds of your assets can comfortably take care of you and your family. All right, even when whether you work or you don't or you really do not have to work. So it's either you have a job or you don't have a job. It's either you are in business or you are not in business. But the most important thing is that you have enough assets that can generate the kind of income that can take care of you, the lifestyle of you and your family. All right, so why the highest of all is what we call financial freedom. Financial freedom in a state, in somebody's life, whereby the proceeds of your asset can not only, will not only be able to take care of you and your family, but can also extend goodness and kindness to people. So the game of financial freedom, it's not all about you. Now, there are 3 levels to wealth. There is what we call the survival level. There is what we call the sustenance level. There's what we call there's what we call the survival level, there's what we call the sustenance level, and there's what we call the impact or the significance level. The game of financial freedom is not for you to survive. It's not for you to be in a state where you are being sustained or you are just sustaining yourself. The game or the goal of financial freedom is to make impact. The goal of financial freedom is to, leave impact in the lives of people. The goal of financial freedom is to be significant, financially significant. You hear folks or you hear stuffs on the internet where you see Bill Gates giving, money to orphanage home, giving money to countries, some of these wealthy people. Now, these guys they don't only fall into the, they don't just fall into the category of survival. They are not trying to survive. They are not even trying to sustain. All right, they are living a life of impact. They are living a life of significance. So, and one thing that you must understand on earth is the fact that you do not truly live until when you die. Whatever you have done, the impact you make on earth can actually be felt even when you are long gone. All right, so, and you need to, for you to effectively do that, you need a lot of finance. You need, I usually tell people, a lot of times, some persons will say, I beg all this aspiration to make money, to build wealth. I beg, I'm just okay, so that at least I can eat 3 square meals. As a matter of fact, who told you 3 is square? 3 is not a square, 3 is a triangle. So if you are saying you can eat 3 square meals, you're even lying to yourself. So don't just live that, don't just want to aspire to live that normal life. Strive for you to become financial freedom, because at that level, you are not only thinking about yourself, you are also extending, influence, financial influence, helping people, helping nations, helping the world, because that is the goal of financial freedom. All right, so let's begin our journey to financial freedom. Now, in beginning this journey to financial freedom, there are 3 major questions you must ask yourself. 3 major questions. Now, the first question is, where am I? Now, the where am I question is the question of location. What do you have currently? What are you worth? How much are you worth? Where is your current location financially? How much do you have in your bank account? How much asset do you own? How much debt do you owe? Where are you? it is very easy to deceive somebody else, but it is more difficult to come out of your financial struggles if you are deceiving yourself. So you must be very honest with yourself. Where am I? How much do I really worth? All my assets, everything put together, how much do I really worth? So you must understand your current location, because you cannot start a journey if you don't even understand where you are. So you must know where you are. So as I'm talking, try to think around, put some things down, ask yourself, where am I? What do I really want? What do I own in asset, in cash, and what have you? Then the next question you must ask is, where am I going? Where am I going is the question of destination. All right, I already painted a picture. Where you are going is where we call the financial freedom, destination. The financial freedom destination. All right, so where am I? Where am I going? All right, some of you also have, personal financial targets you want to meet. Some of you have personal financial goals you want to meet. You can design or you can pen them down. So where you are, it's possible some of us are still in financial crisis or probably financial instability. You make income, all right? You have a job where your take home does not even take you home, all right? So you need to know where you are and where are you going? How much do you want to worth in another 10 years, in another 5 years? So you must define all of that. Then the last question you must ask yourself, how do I get there? How do I get there is a question of which vehicle do you want to use to get there? For example, if you want to travel, for those of us, personally, I'm in Nigeria, I'm in Benin precisely, and I make up my mind one day, or I decide one day and say, okay, I want to travel to Lagos. There are different, vehicle that I'm going to deploy. Is that I decide to use a bike, or I decide to trek, or I decide to use a tricycle, or I decide to use a car, all right, or probably a train, or, I decide to use an airplane. Now, what that would define or what that would do for you, defining, please, who is this? Defining where or who you want to, please, let's just try and, just follow so that I don't really get distracted, please. So defining the vehicle you want to use to get to your destination will determine how fast you will get there. Of course, if I'm moving from Benin to Lagos, I decide to trek, I'm going to get there in lesser time compared to when I decide to use a bike, or probably I decide to use a car, or for instance, I decide to fly a plane. Of course, the one that will get me to my destination faster is what is flying or through an airplane. All right. So when you are able to know where you are, where you are going, and which vehicle you are going to deploy, which system, which business, what you are going to venture into that will get you to your destination, and not just getting to your destination, getting you to your destination faster is also another critical, thing you must look at. Getting to your destination faster is also another critical thing you must look at. All right. So in all of this, there are different vehicles you can use to channel yourself into financial freedom. Now, the first vehicle I'm going to look at, okay, but before I explain that, let me just go through the slides so that you see whatever I've explained. Now, the first question here is, where am I? Is a function of what? Location. So you must understand your net worth. All right. What is net worth? Net worth is the value of the asset a person or corporation owns minus the liability they owe. So how much do you have in cash, in assets? When they value you, the entire you, how much does it worth? All right. So when they now subtract all the things that you owe, the bills that you are paying, every of those monthly bills and what have you, you now decide whatever it results to is what your net worth is. And that is your beginning point. That is your what? That is your point A. All right. So like we said here, assets, your net worth is your asset minus your liabilities. So your assets, maybe your checking account, savings account, retirement savings, real estate, your autos, probably your cars, value everything that you have. Then your liabilities, maybe the debts, some of the loans that you have, if you have student loan, mortgage loan, auto loans, other debts, and what have you. So when you subtract your liabilities from your asset, whatever is the result is your net worth. And guess what? Some persons are in a negative net worth. Some persons are in positive net worth. So it's not all the time that your asset is more than your liabilities. There are times your liabilities are more than your assets. Probably. So at that point, this person is actually on negative. So he needs to recover negative and start moving on into what? Financial freedom. All right. So you can also you can also ask yourself, where am I going? Your income, your savings, these are some of the things that you need to do, all right, to also acquire or to also achieve your financial freedom destination. Now, the last question is, how do I get there? All right, how do I get there is the modes of transportation. Of course, we have the land, we have the water, we have the air transport. These are various means, we all know for transportation. And of course, the kind of transportation you use to embark on a journey determines how fast you will get there. All right. So in speaking to that, there are different kinds of transportation you can use to venture into the wealthy place. The first one is, of course, when you have a job. When you have a job and you're working on your job, a particular fraction of your income is deployed into savings, and then probably over time it stores up, whereby you can take advantage of opportunities in investments. And investment can be in treasury bills, in bonds, in stock exchange, in investing in small businesses. There are so many ways you can convert your cash, all right, into an asset. All right. So, and also you can do what we call intellectual property. Intellectual property is a form of probably you writing a book. All right, you authoring a book, have a model or have something that, a product or a service that is unique to you, that you push out, that generates some form of income, and it gives you, residual and passive income. For example, if you have a book that you authored, for instance, all right, so it's an asset, that is an investment, and that investment is just one book, but it keeps producing, income for you on and on and on and on, like that, from generation to generation, because there are different people that will keep, want to read that book and get the necessary insight. All right. So we also have other, forms of investment like bonds, treasury bills, forex, cryptocurrency. All right. So, and of course, we have real estate. All right. We have real estate. Now, I can tell you for free that amongst every other investment or, financial freedom vehicle that I have seen, and not just that I have seen, I have studied over time, and I've seen, some of the biggest billionaires, some of the wealthiest people in the world, how they've been able to leverage on this vehicle and how fast. One thing about real estate is not just all about, that real estate can give you money. Real estate, the speed at which you can arrive at your financial freedom destination, it's very massive. As a matter of fact, your financial freedom destination, one of the slowest way to get to that destination is through having a job. One of my mentors said, he said, having a job is like trekking to the wealthy place. Having a job is like trekking to financial freedom. All right. So But real estate is like using an airplane. If you want to travel using an airplane, it's very, very fast. All you just need to do is to understand how real estate works, how you can position yourself, and you don't need to be rich to do real estate. As a matter of fact, you do real estate to be rich. I'm going to say that again. You don't need to be wealthy to do real estate, but you need to do real estate to be wealthy. It's one of the most powerful vehicles to financial freedom. I can tell you for free. See, I've been in this space, in money-making space for years. I've seen things, I've done projects, I've done a lot of things, but I can tell you again and again and again, real estate is one of the most powerful, venture into financial freedom. And by the grace of God, I had the privilege of meeting Dr. Stephen Akintayo, and I had a training with him. He's one of the biggest real estate, he has one of the biggest real estate companies in Nigeria, and also he has branches beyond Nigeria. All right, so we did a masterclass with him, and I mean, great insight, got a lot, that's actually started my journey into real estate. All right, so I'm just going to talk a little bit about real estate. Then I'm going to now share with you how I've been able to, or we've been able to design a model that you can actually use to take advantage of what? Take advantage of real estate. All right, so what is real estate? All right, so real estate is real property, consists of land improvement with fixtures, roads, structure. As a matter of fact, look at Dubai today. Dubai is a product of real estate. If you go to Lagos, if you go to some of the finest cities in the world, all of those things you see, they are real estate related. So anything that has to do with, development, probably land development, structural development, road development, company development, organizational development, all of those things are real estate related. And I usually say nobody can avoid real estate. It doesn't matter who you are. And that would bring me to another thing I want to mention. Now, one of the ways to attract money is for you to sell what people cannot do without. One of the ways to become a money magnet is for you to sell what people cannot do without. And there are three major industries that if you play in those industries, you will definitely, be in high demand. The first industry is what we call the health industry. The second is what we call the relationship industry. The third industry is what we call the wealth industry. So it's either you play in the health industry, the relationship industry, or the wealth industry. Of course, that is where the wealth aspect of it, that is where real estate comes into play. All right. So if you are the type of person who promotes wealth creation, and you use real estate as one of your strategy, you can never run out of business, because real estate is one thing no human being can do without. If you, whether or not you say, oh, my business is online, I'm into online business, whatever, you are going to stay somewhere. Nobody stays in the sky. Nobody builds anything in the sky. Every single thing that is built on earth is built on land. And guess what? The population is increasing, and God is not creating more land. So the land space per man is reducing. And anything that consistently, take this is economics now. Economics says when a commodity is in high demand and low supply, the value of that commodity will definitely go up. All right. So anytime you venture, or anytime you see a commodity that is on high demand, low supply, and that is what real estate is doing, or that is what real estate is offering. Because in real estate, God is not creating more lands, but guess what? The land space per man is decreasing. Years ago, the world population was about 1 billion. A time came, it moved to 3 billion, 5 billion. At the moment, we are already hitting 7.6 billion. Even in Nigeria, there's a speculation that in the year 2100, Lagos will be the most populated city in the world. When people started moving towards Lagos, as a matter of fact, if you don't know, let me tell you, for those of us that are in Nigeria, One of the most expensive land in the world is in Lagos, in Banana Island. If you are in Banana Island and you are earning, as a matter of fact, if you are earning 10 million naira per month, you cannot stay in Banana Island. You cannot live in Banana Island. To tell you how expensive it is to stay in Banana Island in Lagos. Because that's where that's where the most expensive land is in the world. So when we talk about real estate and why you need to position yourself in real estate, in fact, there are so many illustrations, but let me just take it step by step, because this idea of real estate, it's very important. Some of us did not know this, get this information on time. And even young people, a lot of young people are missing it. Is this our age? You see a young person, you make your first 1 million or you make your first 5 million. The first thing the person is thinking about, how to buy a luxury car, how to buy an iPhone. Of course, all of those things are nice. But I mean, those things are actually in the category of liabilities. As a matter of fact, what you call a liability or an asset, anyway, it depends on what you want to use it for. All right. So, but then you realize that mostly some of these people use it to just show off. I have made such mistakes. A lot more people that I know have made such mistakes. So that's why we are trying to correct all of these things. All right. So real estate on its own, it's a very powerful tool, that can help as many people that want to create wealth. So what is real estate? It talks about improvement, land features, and what have you. All right. So I want to share something very powerful with you, which, a lot of us don't know. And I'm going to be exposing this truth. How many of us know McDonald's? Of course, a lot of us know McDonald's that produces or that makes, this burger and what have you. Okay, but so many people don't know that McDonald's is more of a real estate company than even more of a burger company. It's more of a real estate company than more of a burger company. And I'm going to explain why. All right. It said the golden arches are synonyms with burgers and fries, but business people find something meatier to sink their teeth into when looking to McDonald's ledger, which is the real estate. So how is real estate, or how does McDonald's, position themselves in real estate? Now, McDonald's, it is a fast food restaurant. I mean, come on, just take a look at this. McDonald's isn't a fast food restaurant. Yes, McDonald's sells burger and fries, but that's not their main secret. So what is their main secret? All right, let's move. Now, their main secret is in their property. They own billions worth of real estate. So how do they leverage real estate? How do they leverage real estate? Now, in McDonald's, he said with over 38,695 restaurants all over the world. This is at the time this, publication was made. Now, what they do, the strategy of McDonald's is this. They have the brand, all right? So if you approach McDonald's and say, I want to set up a franchise, I want to set up a branch and use your name or whatever. Now, McDonald's is going to tell you, McDonald's is going to give you the land, because they have several locations where they've, invested and bought land. So they will give you the land and they will lease that land to you. It's your own responsibility to build the structure and start selling their product. But they keep collecting rent on that land. All right. So you imagine they have thousands of, franchises all around the world. And each of those franchises is paying them, rental income on the land. And that is how they make money. They make serious billions. So at the end of the year, the money they make on that, have you ever asked yourself, are you aware that McDonald's, that their Burger King is actually the same price across board? Is the same price across board. So if they were making money from that burger, that would have not been possible. All right. So they make their most income from what? From the real estate, from the land that they put out there for people to lease. All right. So in summary, 85% of all McDonald's are franchises, which means the corporation owns the land and rents it back to the franchises. So, in summary, McDonald's is a massive real estate empire. You can Google this for yourself. So McDonald's is not what we see. So there's something behind it. Now I'm going to share with you another person in Nigeria that uses the same strategy. It's called Razak Okoya. He's the CEO of Eleganza. Now let me share with you his story. A lot of people don't know how some of these big, production companies, how they make money. Razak Okoya, is actually he has a company that produces rubber. Eleganza, a lot of us know him, produces those plastic chairs and what have you. So what he does is, many years ago, he started out in Lagos. Many years ago, he bought then at that time, where people were running away from, Oregun, Isolo, those places in Lagos. At that time, Eleganza, Razak Okoya was actually buying those properties. And what he was using it for was not residential. Guess what? He was using it for his factories. Now, he bought massive, he bought a lot of them. And a particular time came in Nigeria where, the production industry, experienced a massive downtime. And that was when people started moving, the development of those, Ikeja, Allen, Oregun, Isolo started opening up. Guess what? Razak Okoya started selling some of those factories. And what he usually do is, before he sells, he looks for another undeveloped location. Currently, if you are going through Lekki Ekpe Expressway, you see a massive estate called Eleganza Estate. He bought that estate years ago. Guess what? Now that estate is to be for factory and for residential. Guess what, guys? By the time people start, as a matter of fact, people are already going there. A time will come where we will start selling some of those properties and we'll be cashing out. And most times he bought some of those properties with as little as maybe 100,000, 200,000 and all of that. And now he's cashing out and making serious money. So a lot of people think he's in the business of producing plastic. Brothers and sisters, he's in the business of real estate. All right, so it is very important you understand how some of these strategies, are done and position yourself. So one of the major aspects of real estate that we're going to be talking about is what we call the land banking, real estate, land banking strategy. And what is land banking? Land banking is acquiring a parcel of land at a state where the land or that location is undeveloped, based on certain standards, certain study, and certain roadmap, and certain town planning. You are able to know where you need to position yourself by a particular property, all right? Knowing that in 2, 3, 4, 5 years, people are going to migrate to that place. And one of the strategy is to buy land around a location that is highly dense. That is why those persons that are in Lagos, you realize that those Mowe is doing so well, Ikorodu is doing so well. If you move to the island, you have the likes of Igbejuleki, you have now Ekpe is the new is gradually become the new bumbling place. Why? Because of course Dangote refinery has been commissioned to start operation. The newly Lekki Ekpe Expressway has been commissioned to start construction. So in another 5, 10 years, you are going to have an airport in that area. You imagine you invested in Ikeja before that airport, the Ikeja airport was sited. Do you know how much they sell property around Ikeja today? This is the opportunity I'm showing us to look at, all right? Because land banking can transform your life overnight. I've seen people who bought property. In fact, my mentor was actually sharing with us how they actually started they actually started an estate in Igbeju, Lekki. And at the time of pre-launch, they were selling that estate for 1 million naira. So before the end of the pre-launch, when they were supposed to launch fully, they were selling for 2 million. In fact, the number of lands they decided to sell at that point, they exhausted everything. Guess what? In 3 years' time, the same people who invested in property for 2 million naira, the value of a property in that same estate was worth over 15 million in 3 years. See, if whatever I'm saying is not true, go to Shango Tedo, Lakwe, Igbeju, Aja, and ask questions. 10 years ago, property, in fact, you could get a property for 400,000. 10 years ago, you could get a land for 500,000. But today, the least property you can get, even in Shango Tendo, not even Aja. There was one time a woman wanted to buy a property in an enclosed estate. The least we were seeing in Shango Tendo was 30 million, 35 million. And as I'm talking to you now, is already hitting 40, 55 million per plot. That's if you even get a land in an estate. So what I'm sharing with you is not a joke. I've seen how real estate has transformed. Even here in Benin, where I am, for those of us that are in Benin, you can attest. Years ago, this Saple Road here, there's a place called Ajib in Saple Road. Once you get to Ajib, it's like you have gotten to the end of Saple Road. All those Ewabogun area, you imagine Ogege bypass. You cannot get a land. If you want to buy a land now in Ogege bypass, this is bypass, so outskirts of Benin City. The least you can get a land there is between 6 million, 7 million, 8 million, depending on the location. And these were just 5, 7, 8 years ago. They were begging people to come and buy property in those same locations. Of course, we didn't know much at that time. So that is why we are doing this. That is why we are saying we don't just want to take advantage of this opportunity alone. Let's come together. Let's build this wealth. A lot of people might not be able to leverage on real estate on their own. But through this project that we are working on, that we are about to share, you can leverage real estate. You can make, as a matter of fact, God helped me. After I made my mistake, I made a mistake I was supposed to buy 10 plots of land in Free Trade Zone, Igbeju, Lekki. That's in 2020. I had the money. They said at that time, each plot was going for 850. I saw the Omolile, I saw the King, I saw all of them. But when they were taking me to the land, I was like, this land is too far because I was ignorant. And guess what? I missed that opportunity. The same money I was supposed to use to buy land for 850 per plot, it was the same money I used to go and buy, a car that I spent over 13 million for that car. And I didn't know that I was buying an asset. I was buying a liability over an asset. Why? Because my mindset was still, on this car stuff. And guess what? In 12 months' time, the same land that I refused to buy for 850,000 naira was going for 2.5 million per plot. That was one of my biggest real estate mistakes, and I will keep sharing that real estate mistake for life as long as I exist. Then after 12 months, when I heard that, I said, it's me and real estate. I started studying. I went for classes. I went for training. I went online, read about real estate. Man, when I saw real estate, I said, this is, if you see, let me tell you the truth. There is no billionaire on earth that does not have anything to do with real estate. No billionaire. Real estate is the only industry that can help you make money, manage money, multiply money, and transfer money from one generation to another. Why do you think all your parents, some of the assets and the things your parents left for you are always real estate related? Maybe they left a house or maybe one land somewhere. It's always real estate is the only tool that you can use to transfer wealth from one generation to another. Even you want to go to a bank to collect loan and all of that, what do they ask for? landed property. So real estate is the true measure of, as a matter of fact, that's why God in the Bible, you always hear, I will give you the land of this, I will give you the land of Canaan. God will always tell the children of Israel, I will give you the land of this. It always has always been about land. As a matter of fact, the first gift God ever gave to man is not a woman, no, it's a land, Garden of Eden. That was the first gift God ever gave to man. So it has always been about land. One of the strategy God used in transferring wealth is through what? Is through land. So let's move. Now, there are only two people that can be called Lord on earth. No, the first one is God, while the second is the one that owns the land. That is why they are called landlord. So what is land banking? Land banking is the practice of aggregating parcels of land for future sale, and development. Now, this was in China in 1982, and this is China today. You imagine you invested in China in 1982. Do you know how much you'll be worth today in developmental value, in economical and developmental value? A lot of us don't know that the famous Bill Gates, all of us know, is actually a real estate, or is one of the biggest land bankers in the world. All right, and even in US. All right, so Bill Gates owns about 268,000 total land acres, and what he does is he does farming, and at some point when residential is moving towards that area, it converts the farmland into residential and starts selling at a very huge price. As a matter of fact, somebody said to me, he said, the only thing I love buying in this life is buying bush. He said one of his best friend is bush. He buys bush a lot. So he would just go to a location after setting study parameters and all of that. He will say, this is the next bush I need to buy. He will just buy them 300K, 200K in Nigerian naira. 3 years, 5 years from that time, you'll be selling off, you'll be hearing 8 million, 7 million naira. All right. As a matter of fact, that is why President George Bush, his name was called Bush, because he was buying a lot of bush many, many years ago. Okay, so Bill Gates, American top farmland owner, he's the top farmland owner in the world. And he does that by strategically buying, real estate, converting them to farmland, and at some point convert back into residential and make a lot of money. So this is Dubai in 1991, and this is our Dubai today. It is Dubai in 1991, and this is our Dubai today. And I heard a story that when Dubai came to Nigeria and begged, our president at that time to invest in Dubai, then he said, can any good thing come out of sand? Now, everybody wants to go to where there is sand. So this is Dubai in 91. This is Dubai now. All right, so let's come back home to Nigeria. This is Lekki in 1997. And this is Lekki today. As a matter of fact, Lekki was water. Everywhere was water. And this is the same Lekki today. Let me give you a story, 2 stories. There's a woman, a civil servant, that, was told to buy a property. She loves real estate. So then she had some properties on the mainland. Then she decided to buy some properties on the island. She was hearing they were selling one land somewhere, but the place is like water. So she made the inquiry, and they told her that, there's a place they are selling, land. And the amount of land she wanted to buy, her budget could not carry it. So they took her to another, deeper location, and she paid, I think then she paid over, I think about 17 million. She bought a good number of land. Then exactly 10 to 12 years after that time, she just bought it and left it. 10 to 12 years after that time, she got a call that it was actually a company that actually called her, and they told her, asked her if she was the owner of so and so land. They described it, and she said yes. And they told her that they are willing to give her 100 million for that land. When she heard 100 million, she got more interested and like, how 100 million? And she now made her study. She now realized that where she bought was actually where, the government of Lagos is actually, making to become the VI that we have today, the Victoria Island. And she said she's not selling. A month after, they called her and said they are willing to offer her 200 million if she's going to sell. She said she's not selling. Being a smart woman, she sold all her property on the mainland. She moved into a 3-bedroom flat and she started developing the property on the island, because land appreciates faster in a waterlogged area, even more than a dry land area. That is another training for tomorrow. For those of us that are going to be part of the project, we're going to have massive training on real estate. All of these things I'm just saying is just, it's just the surface. So she developed 4 blocks of flats. And even while she was staying in, the rented apartment, some of her friends were laughing at her. So at the day of opening, she called them, invited them for the opening. Guess what? She developed 4 blocks of flats. And as I speak to you, she started staying in one of them and rented the remaining 3 out. Each of those blocks of flats, as at today, she collects about 25 to 30 million per annum. That is not even the big one. If from her compound, the next compound is Mike Adenuga's compound. This is a civil servant. All right. Why? Because she understood the power of real estate. See, let me tell you the truth. The bush today is the city tomorrow. Why the city today was once a bush yesterday. All right. So that's why don't say anywhere is too far. There's nothing like it's too far. But far is relative. Far is depends on where you're coming from. There are some places who will show some properties that say it's too far. I'll just be laughing at them. The where you are staying now, if they took you to that place 10 years ago, you would have said it's too far. Because the place is now developed, you didn't know how it was looking like 10 years ago. So that's why you're saying it's too far. So those who invest in who understand real estate, nothing is too far. The best that can happen, you can drop the price, but they will come where that place, because why? Population is increasing per time. As a matter of fact, it was said that over 6,000 people migrate to Lagos every day. As we are talking, people are migrating to Lagos every day. So that's why, I already told you that there's a post by Washington, and in the next 2100, Lagos will be the most populated city in the world. So are you going to position yourself? As a matter of fact, that's one of the major projects we're going to really be starting with, the Lagos project, where, those areas, we're going to invest majorly in those areas. Of course, I already have a real estate company before this project, and I have a lot of land in that area. When we started selling, or when we bought those lands, I think about 2 years ago, each plot then we bought for within the range of 400, 500, and we're selling over 1 million. But now, if you want to buy land in that same place in Ekpe, if you don't have 3 million, you cannot even get a property there. All right, so these are opportunities that are going to take advantage of. So how many of us know that the Redeem Campground that we all know today was bought for 6,000 naira? The Redeem Campground that we all know today in Mowe, in Mowe, Ogun State, was bought for 6,000 naira. All right, you can Google it, you can make your research. But today, the back of Redeem Camp, you cannot get a land of even 3 million naira. So what are we saying here? You need to take advantage of land banking. I listened to a video by this man, Pastor Ashimolo. Said at some point in their life, they made a lot of money. They made a lot of money in their ministry, and they didn't know what to do with the money. Now they went to Mowe and bought, I think, about 100 acres. Each acre were selling for 100,000. Was it 100 acres? He said, I'll be about 1,000 acres also, but I know they bought massive plots. Each acre then, they bought it for 100,000 naira. Today, they are selling each acre for 15 million. Let's do our mathematics. See, many times if, let's say, for example, they bought 100 acres or 90 acres or 100 acres for 100,000 naira, how much would they have spent? Each acre was 100,000. Now they are selling each for 15 million. You can see how, you can just become a billionaire overnight if you can really understand, the power of land banking. Because land in itself is one of the most powerful investments when it comes to real estate, because everything revolves around land. All right. So these are stuff. So by the grace of God, we have the Dangote refinery fully, in operational. So those persons who listen to me, a year, 2 years ago, I've been talking about come and invest in Ekpe, come and invest in Gbejuleki, come and do this. A lot of people were thinking I'm just looking for their money. Congratulations to you. Those who invested then, now, their value of whatever you invested is on the high side, because the Lekki Ekpe has been commissioned to start, development. Dangote refinery is launched. Ekpe resort is already working. The seaport is already working. So there's so much value in that area now. But there's still opportunity. There's still opportunity. So that's why we want to take advantage of this opportunity together. So the general summary of land banking is you buy land in an undeveloped area, you leave it to appreciate, to a point whereby it's pre-developed or to the highest developmental stage, and you sell off and you make money. So you don't, like, there's a phrase that always say, you don't wait to buy land, you buy land and wait. I'm going to say that again. You don't wait to buy land, you buy land and wait. All right. So this was when we're still selling, that location in Ekpe. All right. So now, Fination Global, there's a major project we have, and we just started. The website went online last night. So if you are on this presentation, if you're on this call, you have an opportunity to know about this project pretty early, and you can take advantage and position yourself on time. It's a system that can help you deliver wealth, can create wealth. Koro, let me use that word. All right. So how does it work? First of all, before I go into that, I want to explain this model. This is a model that can help any human being create results, financial results, marital results, any kind of results you want to have in life. There are three, this model can help you achieve that result. But whatever we're going to do is going to be financial related. Now, from the bottom up, you will have the B. It's what we call the be-do-have framework. Now, the be-do-have framework is for you to achieve a particular result in your life, you must first become that thing inside. Your mindset must be, your mindset must align with what you want, the results you want to have. For example, you cannot have a scarcity mindset and think you will live in abundance. It is not possible. Your who must align with the result you want to see inside. My mentor will always tell us that any result you see on the outside is only a reflection of who you are inside. So you create your environment. So if you want to change a man, change the way he thinks, change the software that processes that man's working ability every single day. If you can change the intangible, the tangible becomes a byproduct of the intangible. So that is why, in Fination Global, everything about Fination Global has been designed to run on this framework. It's called the be-do-have framework. So we believe that the first process of your financial freedom is for you to be financially free yourself. In your mindset, the way you think, the knowledge, how much you know about money, what are your perspective, what are your habits? The habits you have, does it support wealth? Does it support financial freedom? So those are things that we're going to correct at the initial point. Then, whatever you are is what now creates your actions. So that's why you see a lot of people struggle with just savings. The reason they struggle with savings is because they don't even understand savings. Their mindset has not been programmed to save. All right. So your be, your do. So whatever you can become, create your action. And your action is what truly creates your result. So that is the framework, the whole project has been built on. So we have the B project, the B, which is create a way of being. Create a way of being in alignment with your goals. I want to be here financially, but your daily lifestyle, the friends you keep, the books you read, the things you say, the attitude you have is sabotaging your goal. All right. So there is no way you will create wealth that way, because your lifestyle, everything, the intangible must align with where you want to go. Then that will create the kind of actions that are going to take, which is the do. Then of course your have, the result. Your have is actually always the result of your action. All right. So now the framework in which Fination Global Business Project was built on is what I call the Be, Do, Have framework. And I'm going to explain how that really works. So it's a formula for success. So you can use this formula in every aspect of success, but this is for your financial, freedom. So now, what does the Be, Do, Have framework entails, and how I've been able to design a project around this framework? Now, the B project is that in Fination, we are going to be teaching you every single month. We are going to have a class, a Zoom meeting like this on, wealth creation, understanding financial freedom, understanding the psychology of money, understand how to make, manage, and multiply your income, understand savings, understand budgeting, understand record keeping, understand investment. You must be that in first. You must have a clear understanding of where you want to go, the things that you need to do. We are going to touch about the habits of wealthy people. How do wealthy people think? When money comes to you, how do you react to money? What do you do with your money? How do you, your habits, your attitude, how do you regulate all of these things when it comes to wealth creation, so that you can support where you are going? All right. So now the do part is we're now going to create systems on things that you now need to do. All right, things that you now need to do that can, align with the journey. Then the have is the wealth itself, the result of those things that you will now be doing based on what we have taught you. All right. So now, how does this work? Fination Global Company is an initiative created for the sole purpose of helping individuals to gain financial intelligence, attain financial freedom, and create wealth using real estate as a major vehicle. I talked about vehicle before. All right. So our vision is to help a minimum of 10 million people create retained wealth within the space of 10 years. All right. So what are our core values? Simplicity, integrity, consistency, commitment, and unity. So benefits. What are the things that you gain for being a part of the Fination Global Group? All right. The first thing is financial education. Like I said, every single month, yes, we're going to be putting up a free training for every Fination Global member to teach you the in-depth of wealth creation. All right. That's the financial education part. Then we have automated saving. All right. We have insurance, real estate opportunities, and of course, we have the recruitment program. So let's take it one after the other. So financial education, having sound financial education is the foundation and basis for which every financial decisions and results are based. As a Fination Global member, this will help you understand the basics of how you can make, manage, and multiply money. See, I can tell you for free, if you understand this thing, there is nothing that will stop you from creating wealth. I've been there. So whatever I'm telling you is not somebody else's story. It's a personal experience. I've always been a money-making machine. I know how to make money, but guess what? As I'm making the money, I'm losing it. Why? Because what it takes to make money, the kind of wisdom it takes to manage and multiply money is more superior than the kind of wisdom you need to make it. A fool can make money. Something can just happen in your life and you've made a lot of money. But what you really need is the capacity the wisdom to now manage and multiply what they are making so that your financial freedom will be consistent. So that's why you see people, oh, I made money today, tomorrow they are broke. I made money next month, tomorrow they are broke. So it's just a circle in their life that they need to break out from. So as a Fination Global member, this will help you make, manage, and multiply money. Now, automated saving being one of the most critical objectives for financial freedom and wealth creation. Of course, that's one of the courses that I'm going to be teaching. All right. We have come up with a simple and powerful automated system that can help Fination Global members save effectively with ease. All right. So many times I recommend people to automate their saving. All right. Probably you don't have enough discipline, you're not disciplined enough to save. So what you can do is to automate your savings, create a leverage on the software that picks your saving for you automatically, probably daily, weekly, or monthly. All right. So that is the software we have created for individuals, and you can have access to that software for free when you join Fination Global. All right. The insurance in the journey to financial freedom and wealth creation, one subject is very critical, which should never be taken for granted, and that is the subject of financial protection. Now, in the journey to wealth creation or financial freedom, you must protect what you already have, the little you have, and you're in the process of building. So in insurance or in the journey to wealth creation, we usually say when you are still on that journey, you need to leverage health insurance. And I'm going to explain deeper for people who are part of the group and what they need to do. All right. Why, when you now acquire the wealth, you now need to leverage property insurance. So there are two different things and they come in two different stages. Somebody who is starting financial freedom, the journey, does not need property insurance because it doesn't even have assets. It's just still growing it. But somebody who now have assets does not need health insurance. All you need now is to protect all those properties and assets that he has acquired. So insurance is simply a tool for financial protection at different levels. All right. So real estate opportunities. So as a Fination Global member, you have access to free real estate consultant training. We're also training on how, because as a company, we have properties that you can sell. All right. So you can sell properties, and get commission up to 10 to 15% commission and also incentives. All right. So you also be a part of our group real estate investment project. Just the same way we are talking about Ekpe and the rest. All right. So you can, if for example, want to set up an estate or want to buy more property in Ekpe, we can put it out there. All right. So if you are interested, you can be a part of the group investment project. So your investment will be there. We'll actually manage the whole property. And when that project is being sold, whatever return on investment, that comes out for you, you make money from that group investment project. So it is a massive one. All right. So we also have fixed ROI. This is for some persons who say, okay, I have some particular money in my account or in my bank account that is just lying dormant. Okay, you can do your real estate investment and you give me my fixed return on investment every month. All right. Then every person who is a Fination Global member has the opportunity to buy a property at 10% off the market price. If, for instance, you want to buy a property in Lagos or in Benin or wherever, because we're going to have properties across. So for now, we just have in Benin and Lagos as is a new project. Now, and probably the market price of that project, of that property, is ₦1 million. Because you are a registered Fination Global member, you have access to buying that same property for what? For 900,000 naira. All right, which is 10% off the market price. All right, so if it's $1,000, for instance, you have opportunity to buy it for $900, which is 10% off the market price. And guess what? You can also sell property and get commission as well. And the big one is you can also venture or take advantage of our installment plan. All right. So because what we want to do is to help as many people to acquire real estate assets as much as they can with the level where they are and grow over time. So if we have a property that is, selling for, let's say 500, 800,000, and you don't have the money to pay once, you can leverage on our installment plan. All right. So the way the installment plan is designed for, those that are not Fination Global members is different from we members. So when you are a member, the difference in price, because normally the more the duration, the higher the price. But the difference in price, it's pretty much almost the same. So you wouldn't really feel, the increment. All right. So we are doing that to encourage members to buy property, to acquire assets. See, as much assets you can acquire. Acquiring real estate asset is one of the major guarantees that tomorrow you would not suffer. Tomorrow you will have something that you can leave for your children. All right, because real estate is one of the realest, that's why it's called real estate, is one of the realest investment you can ever do on planet Earth. Again, what is it called? Again, one of the best investments you can do on Earth is to invest in Earth in itself. Buying land is Earth. So one of the most investment you can do on Earth is investing in Earth in itself. So why real estate? Now, real estate is the most powerful vehicle to financial freedom. You don't need to get rich to acquire real estate, but you get rich by acquiring real estate. So you don't need to wait until you have money. Start with what you have. Leverage on some of the little, opportunities here and there. The most important thing is that a fraction of what you earn is deployed into real estate. Some of us who are going to be marketing this project, as you earn money, please create a fraction that you invest back into real estate. As you sell property for the company and you get your 10%, 15% commission, a part of that fraction, deploy it back into real estate. All right, so that you too can start, doing or developing your own portfolio. So there are 6 truths about real estate. Real estate is a reliable wealth creation vehicle. Real estate is the most powerful, most reliable vehicle to wealth preservation and retention. In real estate, location matters a great deal. Real estate has lifetime value. Real estate has no incremental possibility. The growth is geometric in nature. It appreciates without effort on your part. So there are 4 ways you can play in the real estate space. You can play as a regulator, a developer, an investor, and a realtor. So as a regulator, these are people who design policies. Developer, these are people who build to sell. In an investor, those who invest their money for a return on investment, while a realtor is those who sell property for existing companies and get commission. All right, so you can make commission up to 4 generations. So if you sell a property directly to any person, you get 10% commission on land sales. All right, and if you have people who you introduce into Fination Global, if they sell property, you also have a percentage down towards 4 generations, from 4% to 3% to 2% to 1%. So real estate group investment, this is an investment model that provides Fination Global members the opportunity to co-invest into profitable projects with the company. So these are some of the group investment projects that we are going to be doing. Of course, the major we are starting with is setting up estates, whereby we set up the estate, create the general planning, survey of the estate, and we sell the lands inside those estates. So whosoever is buying those lands can build whatever they like, but we make money from setting up those estates and selling those estates, the lands on those estates. So that's one of the major projects that we're starting with. So as time goes on, we'll start investing, into shopping malls. So we co-invest together and invest into shopping malls. So if we have a project, we're going to declare the project, how much each shops are going to cost. So each person can pay for a shop, and whenever that shop is rented, you get, you make money. Also, we have service apartments. All right, we can co-invest into building service apartments. Whenever the service apartment is rented, those who co-invested in that project are going to get their return on investment. So it's like helping you or helping a group of people who are interested in building wealth through real estate to co-invest together for us to achieve financial freedom together. So how does the step work? Step one, we do our research and offer profitable projects. And some of the projects we can also leverage on are distress sale. I've seen a lot of people who have walked up to me and say, oh, I have somebody that wants to travel out of the country and he has a property that worth over 10 million and he's just looking for 3.5 million. Those kind of projects, we can put it out there. We co-invest, we co-invest together. And once those projects is sold out, we can make most times 50, 60, 70% return on investment. Why? Because we are co-investing into profitable projects. So we open investment window, we invest together, and we share profit together. So this is an opportunity for you to invest with the company, wherever you are. All right, so our recruitment program enables Fination Global members. Okay, I almost skipped this. So the fixed ROI program, is when you just give us the money for us to invest and we pay you 40% per annum. Now, the minimum investment now is no longer $50, it's $500. So from $500 and above, that's what you can do on fixed ROI. So you earn 40% per annum, which is 10% every 3 months. So you can decide to reinvest your 10% or cash out your 10% every 3 months. But your capital will be locked for 12 months, before it's released to you. So the recruitment program, now, for you to be a part of Fination Global, you need to register. All right. So when you register, you have access to the monthly free financial education training. You have access to our real estate consultant training. You have access to properties that you can sell, because as we train you, we'll train you how to sell properties. And whenever you're able to close a sale, you earn commission. You can take advantage of our automated savings software. You can also take advantage of our group investment project. And majorly, you can also refer your friends to be a part of this project. And when you do that, you make income per, So our recruitment program enables Fination Global members to earn massive and active passive income by leveraging on our network and team building system. All right, so you be a part of this with a one-time fee of $50. Of course, when we did our pre-launch, initially, we said it's $50 yearly, but we are scrapping out this $50 yearly payment. It's a one-time $50 payment. But this is what we added to the project. Every single month, after when you make payment of the $50, you enjoy that membership for 1 year. So immediately that 1 year ends, from the first month after the 1 year, you start paying $5 every month. But let me explain in depth how this works. Now, the $5 is only the first money you make for that month. The system deducts $5 automatically. So meaning if you didn't make any income for that month, you are not going to pay $5 for that month. So the those that are paying the $5 every single month are those that have an active account. So that $5 takes you to run your activity. So even if you earn $1,000 in a month, the system will only collect $5 for that month. So the next month, so the first money you make for each month, the system deducts $5. So that is the new plan. All right. So the $50 is a one-time, but every month after that 1 year, all right, you pay $5 every single month when you earn. When you don't earn, you don't pay the $5. So that's how that works. So what does it give you? What are the benefits when you refer people to join the project? For every person who pays $50 to join this project, you earn a $10 referral commission. All right. So you can refer as many people as possible. So when you refer 5 persons, you earn $50. That means you've even collected back your registration fee. Now, when someone who you refer completes a particular stage, which is maybe the person completes stage 1, because there are 6 stages to this, recruitment program. All right. So when anybody you refer completes a particular stage, you earn, what we call matching bonus. Let's say I am A, you are B, and I refer you into the system, and you complete your stage 1 with your 6 persons under you, or in your team rather. Now, once that is done, I'm going to earn extra $2, which is called the matching bonus. So matching bonus is paid when a direct member of Fination that I refer into the project completes or graduates into a new stage. Again, let me say this. The marketing part of Fination is not compulsory. It's for only those who want to push or expand the community, all right? Because it is important, we expand the community. And let me tell you why. Because whenever we want to have a group investment project, for instance, if we are just 100, there's a little to how much we can do with just 100 persons. But if we are up to, 1,000, 1 million people, we can invest in massive projects. So that's why every member, as much as you are making money with or without referral, is also very advisable, you share the opportunity with your friends, invite them for Zoom meetings, invite them for seminars, you never can tell who will also be interested like you. All right, so that we can have more people that can join the community so that we can co-invest into bigger, projects. Sorry. And when you do that, of course, you make money. So as your team grows, it grows into stage 2, which you become an executive member. So anybody who joins, who is in your team and becomes an executive member like you, all right, they also earn, you earn $5. So let's say, for example, I refer Mr. A, and of course, I move to become, sorry, just a moment. So I move to become an executive member, and A, who is in my team, graduates also to join me to become an executive member. He is happy that he has graduated, but I'm also happy because that graduation earned me $5. So as many executive members I can raise in my team, I keep earning $5 on each of them. So a total of 14 persons are on my stage 2 board, and in total I'm going to earn $5 times 14. All right. So in addition, once all the people I refer directly also graduate from their executive into the next stage, which I'm going to be showing you now, which is because immediately I finish my executive, I'm going to move to gold. So anybody who finishes executive, for instance, sorry, once I finish my executive and I move to gold, the person who referred me directly will be paid $8 for my graduation into gold. All right. Why me also, I earn apart from the $5 I earn, I also earn an additional $16. All right, which is what we call the step out bonus. So the system says thank you for finishing stage 2 executive into gold, and they give me extra $16. Now I'm on gold. All those persons who followed me from starter to executive, they too would also want to attain the gold stage. As they attain the gold stage and they are happy in themselves, I'm also making money from them rather. So I'm going to be earning $20 per each gold member that drops on my board. All right, so it's a team building and follow me system. So on that, I'm going to earn this $20 in 14 positions. So once the 14th position is complete, I move to the next stage. But in moving, The system would have paid me $20 into 14. Then they will give me what we call a step out bonus. Thank you for finishing gold. Now you have graduated to, the next stage. They will give me extra $70 for finishing gold. Then it will also give me $70 for graduating, for actually finishing gold to run my charity. It's a charity bonus, all right? Then whosoever referred me into the system, the person is going to be paid $40 as matching bonus. Then in addition, this is the first stage I'm going to be incentivized or giving, I'm going to be given a free plot of land in one of Fination's global estates. So I get my first half plot of land worth $800. All right. In addition, to do my business better, they're going to give me either a tablet or a phone, which is going to be worth $200. Now, I move to the next stage, which is platinum. As the team grows, all right, all those persons who were in gold, as they come to meet me in platinum, I earn $100, also into 14 places, all right? In addition, if you see, I said continued access to, when I become a gold and a platinum, every registration that falls on my, on my system, I earn, what we call a leadership bonus, all right? So you can earn that leadership bonus as for every person who registered. But as a gold member, in completing my gold stage with 14 persons, I've already earned $100 times 14. In addition, I get a step out bonus again of $400, like congratulations for finishing your platinum. Then a $200 charity bonus. Then whosoever referred me gets a matching bonus of $300. In addition, I get my second plot of land, which is a full plot. The first one is half. This is a full plot in any of the estate of my choice that was $1,500. Then I'll drive home my first car worth $8,000. Then my first international trip will be given to me worth $1,800. Again, referral program is not compulsory. You can do every other thing in Fination without venturing into the referral system. Nobody is going to query you, all right? So this is for those who want to earn extra income, those who are networkers, those who can, refer people, talk to people about the opportunity to join the project. Now, stage 5, I become a diamond. I earn $400 per person, all right? Now, I get a matrix bonus of $400 into 14 places, charity bonus of $1,500, a step-out bonus of $5,000 USD. Then the matching bonus is paid again to whosoever referred me of $1,500. Then here I get 2 plots of land, a luxury Jeep worth $20,000. All right, and a trip worth $3,000. Okay, so the final stage, which is the stage 6, I earn $1,000 per person who joins me on this stage. Again, 14 persons are supposed to join me here, and I earn $1,000 in 14 places. In addition, I get a step-out bonus of $40,000. No charity bonus is paid here, and I get my direct upline gets a matching bonus of $20,000. All right. So here I get a 5 plots of land worth $7,000, a trip worth $5,000, and a house worth $70,000. So what the idea is, we're going to be setting up the house, building the house in a mini estate where we have the 5 plots. So I think Fination is still, considering increasing the number of plots. So we're looking at setting up a mini estate for whosoever can attain this stage of the recruitment program. All right, you get a free mini estate and your house will be built in that estate. Of course, you can build all other houses and start collecting rental income for life. All right, so we also have opportunities for people to, okay, so this is the recurring residual income from the team subscription. We said from the one-time $50, then after the 1 year, every single month, active persons pay $5. Now, when they pay $5, the company don't just take all the money. The company also pays commission on those $5 down to 10 generations. So depending on whosoever is paying the $5, how many generations that person is to you, that will determine how much you earn from those $5 monthly subscription. Also, we have opportunities for people to pay on installments. So registration is free. Once you register, you register for free. So you can start funding your account. Maybe you have $10, $5, $20. So you can be funding your account on installment. So once your account hits $50, then you can go ahead to officially activate your account and start enjoying all our services. For the meantime, we are going to be doing a major launch in August 12th, 2022, which is by 9 a.m. But for the meantime, we are on pre-launch. The first pre-launch has elapsed. We are currently on the second phase of the pre-launch, which is June 1st to June 30th. And the opportunity you have is you have opportunity to be positioned early. All right. And you have free subscription for extra 6 months. So after your $50 for 1 year is expired, for the next 6 months, you are not going to pay any $5. All right. So for those who joined during the first phase of pre-launch, they are getting 1 free year again without any monthly subscription. And of course, if you are on pre-launch, you enjoy 1%. 1% is shared among those who are going to register during pre-launch. 1% of every $50. So every $50, every registration that comes into the system, 1% of $50 is shared across those who would register during this pre-launch. And that money is going to be shared for life as long as the system, exists. So for phase 3 starts July to 31st of July. Of course, you enjoy early matrix positioning, then free 3 months subscription. So you're not going to pay $5 for 3 months. Then you also be a part of the 1% monthly, share, lifetime share on every sign up. So get started now. You can follow us on Instagram, on Facebook, and on, of course, our YouTube channel at Fination Global. So let me open up for questions. I'm going to take questions, then we'll wrap it up for today. Thank you so much, everyone. So it's either you request to unmute. It's either you request to unmute, then we'll take questions, or you can type your question on the chat.
Hello, can you hear me?
All right, I can hear you, Helen.
Good morning, Caleb. How are you? You all right?
Yeah, thank you. From UK, right?
Yes, obviously. I'm not called Saint Ellen. I'm not becoming a saint.
Wow, that's good.
All right. Yeah, I've been trying to register, I don't understand the link to register. From the first time you brought this, you open up, I don't know how to register. I don't know where to go. So I would have registered already and pay my $50 at least. But I don't know how to do it. So if you can share, maybe there's a link we need to go through. I don't know. So
okay, what I would do is I will share my personal referral link with you. So you can register. And the registration link just came out yesterday.
Oh, okay. Maybe that is why I've been looking.
Yes,
I've been looking
so it has nobody have registered. All they've been doing is just pay ahead because of the pre-launch. All right.
So
yeah,
we're gonna okay, then send me and I'm gonna call you because I would have been the first pre-launch. Then now I'm going to the second one. I don't like being second. So we're gonna talk about.
All right,
all
no
right,
problem. I'll send you the referral link now.
Okay, that would be good. Thank you.
Thank you. So who else? Your questions?